And I think the things that coincide with my leadership philosophy that also are like part of who I am is truth, right? And I think all of us probably want that. So like, it's not like this is just Jordan thing. Is like I really want to be truthful and honest and earnest in all that I do. And so when I lead, I want that to be there too. Is I want that earnestness and honestness and truth to sustain. And I saw in previous places that I was a part of that go against people who were leading. I was instructed to not be as vulnerable. I was instructed withhold my opinions and withhold my thoughts. And still like, yeah, you don't need to share your opinion on everything. Right.
Yeah.
Like still use wisdom and like, you know what I'm saying? If we're talking about certain things and you feel like it might cause harm or hurt or undue duress
For someone,
friction.
yeah.
Yeah, you ain't got to go there. But like I remember being instructed as a young man, like a young boy, like 18, 19, 20, 21, like, no, like keep it close to your chest. Don't be vulnerable. Don't share your feelings. Don't share emotions. Keep it tight because this, that, and other thing. And I remember never taking the advice.
Yeah.
And I'm grateful I never did.
Yeah, I'm glad you
because
did.
it ran against it ran against how you raised me. It ran against how you raised me, right?
Oh, yeah.
But it was honestly just typical toxic masculinity bullcrap.
Sure.
And like, well, you got to show that you're strong, da da da. And what I have found, and you know what, I'm gonna stay here. What I have found is it takes so much more strength.
Yes.
It takes so much more resilience. It takes so much more risk. To trust and be vulnerable with people.
Thank you.
Talk about like this false idea that the idea of being emotionless, which is not being emotionless, being emotionally suppressed or emotionally repressed or emotionally disengaged or emotionally immature is not strength. It's really easy to do that.
Yeah.
But what can I tell you? What pays off more, which is a lot harder to do, is engaging your emotions.
Yes.
Is to share those emotions with other people. As a leader, I'm not even just talking about in my home, especially in your home.
Yeah.
But like at my workplace, like we are talking about hard things, and I'm like, here's how I feel about this, and it's just me. How do y'all? And what it does is provide a space for vulnerability. And what I tell people, whether I'm working with them or my family or friends or in other spheres, is like, you ain't gotta, and it hurts and it takes risk. And when we trust and we're vulnerable, like it does cost us.
Right.
It could be very costly. And I think that's why we don't, is because a lot of us have experienced how hard and hurtful that could be, but it's still something I'm not willing to negotiate.
And you watch other people who do live life that way and you see what happens to them and you don't want to do that. And I think, you know, some of our experiences together, there were some people who we watched crawl back into themselves and just hide really from all of the things. And, you know, yeah. And
So
then
think-
you just hope that people realize, I promise you, I know it feels like you're going to be throwing yourself in the fire, but the thing that you're wanting that you can't name yet is on the other side of living in that truth, living in that vulnerability. Truth is hard, even when, you know, like we're talking about our grands, right? Hey, we always tell the truth, even if we might get in trouble. My grand. Even though it might be hard to tell the truth.
Yeah.
The truth may not seem like it's going to serve you because you might actually get some form of punishment or punishment, whatever you want to call it. You know, things might not go well for you for a second because you're telling this truth. But I promise you things will go worse if you develop habits of lying.
Honestly. And I think to kind of put a button on my whole like leadership philosophy thing I was tied to my personhood, I think it's like, yeah, being earnest and honest and truthful, being vulnerable with people in your sphere of influence. I think the other part is trusting them. That's really hard to do. Like a lot of people are scared to trust the people that but like my thing is like, if you can't trust the people you're leading, then you're wasting your time. What are you doing? Like, and I don't mean that degrading, but like part of me, because a lot, if you see me like, what are you doing? A lot of times it's because I've already said that to myself. Is like, what are you doing, Jordan? Like, because if you don't trust the people that you've got on your team or you're working with in your life or living within your life, then what are you doing, bro? Like, then you're not doing it right.
Right.
And that like you either need to recalibrate yourself or start to reassess who you got. But, like, trust the people that you have, and then other things I'm not willing to let up on are and this is just a position just within my own brain and perspective, is like I will never let anyone's positionality, title, ability, race, economics be a barrier for me receiving information or learning from them.
100%.
and it's easier said than done. And this is why you need to check your biases
Yeah.
and learn what your biases are.
Mm.
And then, so biases are a really big one. What are your preferences? What do you lean more towards? What do you exit? Like, what do you usually balk at, scoff at? What do you usually draw towards? What's your default? Like, and figure it out
Figure it
because
out.
you do
Yeah.
have it. I
Yeah.
have it. I have a
Everybody has it.
category of things that I am actively go, if people carry these identities or these traits, or if I hear these words come from
Yeah.
people, or if
Yeah.
I see that hat, or if I see this thing, then I'm going to just be having to work a lot harder in
Sure.
receiving what you got to say. But that's a commitment I made to myself is like, no, I don't care what it is. I need to be willing to hear, and willing to listen and willing to learn. And I want to put it out there too, a little caveat of like, look, if somebody is super harmful, right? I'm not saying you have to give them equal time, not at all. Equal consideration and some of you need to run and close your ears to those people for your health and
Yes.
for your sometimes for your safety. But for me, what I do is I'm like, I'm gonna hear you for a second, I guess, and see if anything is coming from, but not as a way to validate a person necessarily,
Sure.
but selfishly to go like, do I need to adjust to learn something? Do I need to
Yeah.
prepare for something? Do I need to apply something?